At what age does pelvic floor dysfunction begin? It can begin at any age. Unfortunately, due to the devices that we have and the fact that more and more people are sitting down using their laptops, their tablets, their phones or whatever, and essentially not leaving the house. So even when they're not on their devices, they're still sitting. That's a beginning of the deterioration of the stability of the pelvis. You see, your pelvis has the structures above, that's your trunk that's connected to it, and also the lower extremities that are connected to it. And then of course it has 3 pieces of bones that form the different joints that form your pelvis. So when the movements are not movements that we're supposed to have are not happening, then, and frankly, when your lower extremities are not really practicing to perform their part in providing stability and better connection to the pelvis, as an example, then the dysfunctional patterns of movement happen, the instability happens, and that can happen at any age. The only issue is when we're younger, and when I say younger, I'm talking about preteens and teens. We haven't lived on the planet Earth long enough to have things that really clue people in thinking pelvic floor dysfunction. It's typically in 20s and 30s where this kind of comes more to the surface. It typically is more so in men. It typically is ignored more in men unless it involves their penises. Then they're like, okay, what needs to happen? So a lot of times by then they're working out because, you know, they want to look good. And so the workouts are not done right because the body parts are not performing their job right. So now we're reinforcing the wrong more than the right. So they're sitting on their butt all day, starting the dysfunction, then they go work out, but they don't have what it takes to do the workout correctly because it's dysfunctional. So then they reinforce the wrong more than right, and then that kind of leads to a perpetual downward spiral. That was a long way to say anytime. There is no exact age that it can happen. What I can tell you is when we're kids, before we go to school, to any school or any formal school where we sit for extended length of time, we definitely don't have pelvic instability. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. If you have pelvic floor dysfunction and you want to get to the root cause of your pelvic instability, make sure you use one of the methods of contact in the description box to contact me. Until next time, take care.